And here we go for a tour of the Willis estate. After 3 long years, the Hoosier Heritage signs are finally in place. This was truly a team effort. Charlie had the first idea and took care of the paperwork. We got the signs. He had some ideas of how they should be mounted, but it took the old man 2 years to get around to doing it. Of course, the lettering is done by that ever-famous artist, Greg Clark. But finally, by early summer, we got everything painted and in place. The new renter this year, Dwayne Wicker, is doing a good job. Chris pulled out all the fence, and then last week, Dwayne pulled out the posts and mowed everything, so we can really take care of it now. Another addition this year is the hedge roses, which we planted. They're just getting started this year, but we have great hope for them. Tried to add a little color to the front of the house this year with a dense planting of geraniums. Hanging impatiens baskets do real well if you remember to water them. This looks familiar. We put one from each direction as you approach the farm. This is the one on the south side. And we added a bed of Florida with caladiums from the caladium capital of the world, Lake Placid. Soybean crop looks pretty good this year too. Again, we can tell for sure when October gets here. At least we're able to keep the roadsides mowed. Another famous landmark, the foundation of the old chicken house. When Walkers were here, it gave us an excuse to have a bonfire and get rid of all the trash that was piled out here. The big remaining project is getting rid of all the trash that's piled down by where the barn was. Promises, promises.
You've taken too many already, but I'm so glad that you're going out there to take pictures to show Mary.
The hostas and digitalis or foxglove have done pretty well. That's about all of that that's left around here now. Lilies in this corner last week. Let's hope they give us lots of color next year. A little too dry for the rock garden, but at least some snapdragons survive. The old black lard kettle never had it so good. Seems like the garden gets smaller every year, but it's still more than enough for what we need. Tomatoes are probably doing the best. First there's the ever fruitful zucchini. Fortunately, one of them turned out to be acorn squash, so we don't have to eat all the zucchini bread in the world. Chris and Charlie have worked almost every week, one day a week at least, cutting trees at his lot. Now all I have to do is get this split and the rest of the stuff cut up. Looks like we ought to be able to keep warm this winter. There's still a lot more where this came from. We've even been able to keep the weeds mowed fairly well where the barn was, which is a big improvement when you don't have to look at all that tall stuff. We still got the junk pile to get rid of. So we'll work on that. All the fence and old plastic gas line that Chris has taken out. But it's beginning to look like somebody lived here, not just an overgrown jungle. Didn't get the apple trees sprayed this year, so we're not going to have much from those. Maybe next year. This will give you some idea of what the place looks like. Maybe convince you that we have been sitting around all summer.